What's happening, everybody? Steve here, and today I'm going to take you on a look at the interior of the Dodge Challenger while we're going for a test drive. Now, this video technically is in VR 360, but you don't need to do it and use it as we go through the video. Just the way that I've shot it, you should be able to see most of what's going on. But if you do want to use the VR features, it's amazing. If you're on your desktop, go full screen. You can take your mouse to look around. If you're using your cell phone, you can swipe with your finger to look around the car as we go. And then if you're using the YouTube app, you can even rotate your phone to look up and down as well. It's kind of crazy, but let's have a little bit of fun. Because this specific Challenger is the Scat Pack 392, which means that it's powered by a 6.4 liter Hemi V8. It's kind of ridiculous what this thing's capable of. I'm kind of excited. Now, the exterior of this one is going to be the Indigo Blue, which looks really nice. This one obviously is going to be rear-wheel drive because we're the Scat Pack 392. This one is specifically the Widebody. And then I guess a few things to point out in general about the Challenger. So it's available either rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, just depending on which trim level of the vehicle that you're in. And then you're going to have a series of different options of wide body versus regular body, again, depending on your trim level. It's nice though, listen to that growl. Oh, listen to that growl. Oh, it's mean, it's mean. All right, let's have a little bit of fun here. All right. Off to a nice start, okay. So the Challenger, like I mentioned, rear-wheel drive versus all-wheel drive, series of different trim levels. Like the 2022 has 11 different trim levels that are available from the SXT base, and then we've got a new one for this year that's just above the jailbreak, which is kind of crazy. But the feel of this is nice. Now, the Challenger is either going to have cloth seats or leather seats, depending on which packages you've added in. Leather, you've got your Napa versus Laguna versus Alcantara. So a series of different options for the color interior as well, but it's really nice. Like the seats are fairly comfortable. And like I'm 6 feet tall. I've got the seat lowered down as far as it'll go. I think, yeah, it's as far down as it'll go. And I've got, maybe an inch of headspace up over there. So not a ton of space inside of this thing, but at the same time, it's still nice to know, like you're 6'3", 6'4", you'll probably be able to comfortably fit inside of this thing. Oh, this is nice. Now, because of the packages that we've got our SRT performance pages as well, and that's going to give us flexibility. Like we can change up the different drive modes. We've got a track mode, sport mode. We can customize the modes. This thing's available either 6-speed manual or an 8-speed automatic transmission. What is this clown doing? What's happening? What are people? People are ridiculous. Oh, I get it. He's honking because this person is trying to cut in to turn left, and people are just road raging. This is hilarious. Oh, man. I love people sometimes. So ridiculous. So ridiculous. A little bit of fun as we go here. Just like 360 look at yourself at this clown who's trying to cut in. Like last second was like, oops, I need to get in. Oh, that's nice. It looks like the guy in the Civic in front of me is... Oh, sorry, the Accord in front of me is going to let him in, though. But while we're waiting for this light to turn green, let's go through some other basics. So I did mention, this thing is available either with a 6-speed manual transmission, 8-speed automatic. The highest trim levels of the Challenger are strictly going to be an automatic transmission, but it's really nice. And like there are so many ways that you can customize this thing to make it more unique for you and for what you're after. And like when I say so many ways, like I am not like going crazy there. Like there are so many ways you can customize it, a ton of different packages. There are track-ready versions of the Challenger that you can build out as well, where it'll get rid of the passenger seat in the first row, as well as the second row seats. So if you want to strip down that weight to make this thing even more track-ready, you've got that flexibility. It's nice. So nice. There are a ton of different engine choices available for this thing. You've got the 3.6 Pentastar, the 5.7 Hemi, the 6.4 Hemi, the 6.2 Hemi, the high output 6.2 Hemi. So many options. All right. I want to say I'm going to open it up, but I know I'm not going to be able to open it up like nearly as much as I obviously want to, but it's just because we're playing nice on the road. Oh yeah, traffic is crazy right now. As expected, it's that time of the day. Whew. Like Ranger almost, I have Ranger F-150, whatever, almost like smoked the Fusion in front of us. Oh, people are just like impatient today. Oh, well, they're not gonna like me in a Challenger going the speed limit. I don't like me in a Challenger going the speed limit though, so I'm not gonna sit here and cry about it. All right. It's so good. Oh, it's so good. And I want to be able to open this up, but again, respecting the rules of the residential roads, not going to be able to track this thing, unfortunately, but it is available there as an option. Now, one of the cool things, so I just threw on like regular cruise control just to kind of keep the speed under control here, but you do have the option for the adaptive cruise control instead, and that is your set it and forget it cruise. So you can set it at, let's say, 100 kilometers on the highway, and then if the car in front of you slows down, yours is automatically going to brake, they pick up speed, change lanes, get out of the way, it's going to pick you back up to your set speed again. It's nice. The technology inside of this thing is crazy. We've got like basic technology like our blind spot system, backup camera, and then the reverse sensing system available there as well. But there are so many other cool things available. But even technology-wise, so the media screen in this thing, it's on the Uconnect 4 screen, which is the same thing that was available in last year's Challenger. 3 different options there. So we've got either the 7-inch base Uconnect 4, we've got the option for the slightly larger, so 8.4-inch 4C, and that's going to be either with or without navigation. So you've got a few different options available there. Ooh. Oh yeah. The reason why I'm saying that is just because, like, in a car like this, like, I mean, the speedometer, I'm in Canada, so the speedometer maxes out at 300 kilometers an hour. I can only imagine. So, like, I ended up taking what was it? I went to Cayuga Motorsports, and I ended up taking one of their random weekend courses there. And it was a driving experience. So I had the opportunity to test drive some pretty crazy cars. But the Nissan GTR, I was able to get on the track, and I got it up to, in like one of the straightaways, to like 220, I think is what I maxed out at. I mean, I wanted to go faster. I was like, I want more. I want so much more. So I can only imagine, with this thing being track ready and track capable, what people are going to be able to do with this thing. And like, you can do so much more, because this is essentially stock power inside of this. Like, you throw in cold air intakes, you throw in like a stage 1 ECU tune, and that's just going to change up the complete dynamics of the ride and the power of the ride all at the same time. It's nice. One of the cool things, obviously, being able to use the cruise control just on regular streets, it helps to keep you under control a teeny little bit. Like, I'm not gonna lie, you get a 6.4 Hemi and you want to go like a little bit. You want to be able to push this thing a tiny little bit. I'm not going to, but you could. If you really wanted to, you'd have that option. Oh, this is nice though. This is nice. There are so many cool things that we can do with the media screen. Like, we've got obviously a series of different things like AM, FM, Sirius XM, USB stick with MP3s. This thing even has like an old school like 3.5 mil jack in the armrest as well. So if you've got an old school like MP3 player that doesn't support Bluetooth, you can plug it in there just using that like old school headphone jack instead, which is kind of neat. But the highlights inside of this thing are great. Like, we've got this nice stitching along the door that follows all the way throughout the dash, all the way down the center stack here. It highlights all throughout and looks really, really nice. Listen to that growl. It's so good. So good. Ugh. And like, one of the cool things, like, we've got the flexibility of adjusting what mode we're in as well. So we've got sport mode that's available. We've got track modes that are available. So many different modes that are available. Like, it's kind of crazy. And I'm probably going to drive people crazy going the speed limit on this road. So I'm going to get over so that people can go faster if they'd like. I want to go fast. I feel like Ricky Bobby right now. It's so good. Oh, but this is nice though. Like, obviously nice and responsive. Oh, that's good. And like, one of the cool things, so like, having the flexibility, like, through this SRT dashboard, we can tweak out what we want this thing to sound like. Well, I guess sound like in some of the higher trims, because we'd have the option for the active exhaust, but we can toggle the paddle shifters on off. Like, there are so many crazy options like paddle shifters, traction, suspension systems. Like we can control so many things all through that middle screen there. It's kind of crazy. Oh, it's nice though. Ugh, so nice. I like it. Now this one, it does have the optional sunroof, and it is optional across the entire Challenger lineup. So if you want a sunroof, you can get it. Just add it on as a factory option when you put your order through at the factory or at your dealership for this thing. But I do want to thank Pickering Chrysler for giving me access to this thing to shoot the video for you guys. You can find Pickering Chrysler's contact information in the description. You can find the build link for this car in the description. And then I also do like a walk around on how to use the steering wheel cluster as well as the media screen. Check down below for all of that. Look at this. As we like pull up next to CJR Performance, we've got Challengers and Chargers everywhere. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. Really nice. Really nice. Oh, that's cool. Oh, I love the look of this thing though, and the color. Like this thing, the Indigo Blue, it just jumps out so much, and it just looks so sharp. But we've got a few different options for colors for the interior, and then even if you don't like the interior the way that it looks, you can get some aftermarket cat skins, leather seats instead. And it's essentially just like a leather wrap that would go over the seats. It's a leather seat cover, but it looks really nice. Look down in the description for that thing. All right. immediately up to 60. Oh man, this is trouble. If you've got a lead foot, you might want to use it in this thing if you ever get the chance to drive it. Oh, it's so good. And this is like the 6.4 Hemi. Like I haven't been inside of the 6.2, like the high output engines yet. I can only imagine what the difference is going to be like in those higher trim levels and those higher engines instead, like night and day performance. But you can have a little bit of fun with this. You're in a 6.2, you're in a 6.4 Hemi. How can you not? Oh, this is really nice though. Comfort is there. I do like that we've got the option for either manual or an automatic transmission. Like I'm personally, like I love driving stick shifts. It's just like for me, you just pay attention to the road that little bit more when you're driving stick, but you do have the option to go into a manual mode here. So like you can control what gear you're in using the paddle shifters, but using the shifter as well, you can also drop down when you're in drive. You can kind of swipe it over and go into our manual mode. So you can control what gear you're in as you go on top of that. So it's kind of neat that you've got that as an available option. Oh, this is cool. Impatient. I love it. Oh man, I love it. Like I was barely even pressing the gas. So the reason why I've got it in sport mode right now, which means that the suspension system is actually the traction is in our sport mode instead, rather than like our standard street mode. And that's why you heard that kind of like, yeah, well, it's rear wheel drive as well, so that makes sense. But damn, that was fun. All right. This is nice. Oh, and the sound in this thing. Oh, that's cool. That is really cool. Just got the regular cruise control going right now, but oh, it's really nice. Like I said, the option for that adaptive cruise is nice, but I mean, if the plan is to never track your Charger whatsoever, or the Challenger, or I guess even the Charger whatsoever, because similar packages and technology, you don't necessarily need to get that option if you're going to track it. Just go strip down as much as you can with like the best available engine, but oh, it's really cool. Oh, the seat is super comfortable. The power is there. The technology is there. This is really nice. Really nice. And like, I love the classic muscle look that you get inside of the Challenger lineup. Like it's just, as another Challenger passes us, it is just such a nice look, nice feel. The body styling is great. Oh, so nice. And the cabin is actually surprisingly quiet as well. It's kind of cool. One thing I'm super excited about is like when Dodge really jumps headfirst into like plug-in and electric vehicles. Like I could only imagine what a fully electric Challenger would be like. Could only imagine. He's so good, so good. It's funny, I was, what's the movie? That's gonna bug me now. So it's got Vince Vaughn and Kevin James in it, and they essentially develop a technology to give EVs that like classic rumble. Like if they could do something like that, that would be amazing. Like could you imagine having an EV that like rumbles and like growls at you the way that like a traditional gas car would as well? Oh, that'd be so cool. But even like the power that you can get out of EVs, like it's wild. Like the power in this thing is pretty damn crazy too. And this is the regular 6.4 Hemi. So like I can only imagine when you get into the SRT, the Hellcat, like that 6.2 high output supercharged, like, oh, so ridiculous, so ridiculous. It's so good. Oh, it's so impressively good. Like I get it. The more and more time I spend inside of like the Dodge lineup, like I get why people really enjoy the cars. They're fun, they're sporty looking, they handle really, really nicely all at the same time. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of nice all at the same time though. Oh, this is good. On the rear wheel drive. Oh. Sounds so nice. Oh, this obviously brings a big smile onto my face here. Really good. All right, and this is going to be it for now. And that was a look at the 2022 Dodge Challenger. 392 wide body. What did you think? Feature-wise, styling-wise, this thing is great. The power, though, and like... Hold on. That's pretty nice. Like, I gotta get... That is really nice, but... What did you think? If you enjoyed this video, thumbs up, share it with your social networks, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I've got a giveaway coming up soon. I'm going to be announcing that in the next little bit, but subscribe to the channel. That's how you're going to win it. But if you enjoyed this one, like I said, like it, think about subscribing, and until I see you next time, take care.